I welcome you back, my dear friends, to yet another episode here at the Life Insights. We thank you, as always say, for taking off your time to view our programs. I want to thank my friends we work with. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all the efforts, inviting a friend, a colleague, to come and be part of the Life Insights. As we always say, Life Insights, we are a family who share knowledge, understanding, with a major focus of seeing our goals, of seeing our desires, of seeing our dreams come true. And on the series we do here, we try to give a body to build how can we make our relationships, how can we make our goals, how can we make our desires come true and be seen realistically. On the program, the last time we were here, we discussed a major topic that said you can't win an argument. We discovered that when you win the argument, you lose it. When you lose the argument, you still lose it. And why is it so? When you take the first case, when you win the argument, you may seemingly have won. However, you will have lost the bigger picture of it, because the person may agree to lose the argument, but doesn't mean that they have actually agreed or they have understood, because they have not been listened to. So we realized one of the major factors that determines any success in the people we live with, be it our partners, be it the people we work with in the society, don't try to win the argument, because you'll never win it. The biggest effort you can make is to see how do you turn an argument into an agreement and avoid an argument. So, in this episode today, I want us to look at some of the suggestions which we can take, some of the steps we can follow for us to turn, to avoid an argument, to avoid a disagreement, to escalate into an argument. What can we do? How can we avoid that point? Is what we are going to be discussing in today's episode. To begin, I want us to quote a slogan that says, when two partners always agree, one of them is not necessary. Now that is very important. It is very rhetorical, but it's very true. If you're living together and at every moment you always agree, then it means one of you is not necessary, because you always agree, then you're not necessary, since you always be on the same side every time. What does that mean? That means the essence of any relationship, be it a working relationship, be it a marriage relationship, the essence of it is the difference in understanding. And the difference in understanding means at some point there will always be disagreements in your journey of relationship. So, when you get disagreements, when you get some misunderstandings, how do you avoid these misunderstandings not to become an argument? It's what we are going to be looking at. Number one, welcome the disagreement. One of the factors that define a mature person emotionally is the factor to realize that for sure we are not the same. We can have disagreements at any time. So when you embrace a disagreement and accept it, that we can have a disagreement at any time, is a key factor for you to reduce its power into becoming an argument. Therefore, embrace it, feel free, and accept that we can disagree at one point. Step number 2, distrust your first instinctive impression. What does it mean? Swallow your pride and acknowledge that you too, you may be the wrong one. Now that takes courage, because by nature we always want to prove that we are right. We want to show that we are always on the right side. But disarm that pride and take another side, that you may also be the wrong one. When you acknowledge that, it gives you a better platform to listen to the other person in what they have to say, without you giving it a biased mind. So that's the second step. Distrust your first instinctive impression and acknowledge that you too may be the wrong one. Number 3, control your temper. Control your temper. You know, when you're annoyed, when a misunderstanding grows, what normally shows up is the burning desire to become angry. It's very natural. But if you want to keep your relationships healthy, if you want to maintain good relationship with people, always try to control the temper. Because by nature, for it grows, but it's you to control the temper. One wise man said that you can measure the size of a person by what makes him or her angry. The level of maturity is determined on what makes any person angry. Therefore, how do you react when you get times of trouble, when you get times of misunderstandings with different people? Therefore, learn to control and behave and control the temper and the anger. The next step, listen. Listen and listen fast. Give chance to the person you have a misunderstanding with to express their side. You know, by nature as humans, we want to be listened to. We want to be given attention. And we may hardly want to listen to the other person because we always begin to shout at the top of our voices, as though shouting would make who a winner is. But as a person who is grown and mature and advanced in the level of understanding, always try to listen, and listen, not simply hearing. Listen to the person, give them the attention, and through the analysis, you will throw away the barrier that may have brought the misunderstanding or the argument which may be built up in the due course. The next step, look for areas of agreement. After listening to the other person, look out for the areas in which you agree in as much as you have a disagreement. When you have heard when you've heard from the other person's point of view, dwell first on the points and areas on which you agree. It is a very big bench point for you to build an agreement amidst a disagreement. The other step, be honest. Be honest and be sincere. Look for areas where you can admit error and say so. Apologize for your mistakes in case they are there. This will help the other person to disarm them and reduce their defensiveness, because they will have acknowledged it that you've understood your mistakes in case you're the one who is wrong. When disagreement grows bigger, promise to think over and try to give it time. You know, it's not bad to disagree, but if you think you don't have enough facts to share with the other person, instead of getting angry with them, you may request to postpone, to give it more time, and you discuss that issue at a later time with that person. That will give you energy to reduce on the tension, to reduce on the anger, mistakes, which may be irreversible. Therefore, always try to give it time in case it has grown bigger. The other point, after doing that, is thank the person you are into a disagreement with. It may not sound good, but it's the truth. Any person who takes off time to disagree with you means they wish you well. Otherwise, they may keep quiet and they may simply leave it at that. However, when a person takes time to disagree with you and express their point of view, it means they are concerned about you, they are concerned about your life and your dream at large. So take time to thank them, more so when you've come to agree later. Thank them, appreciate them, and always treat them as the people who are very close to you and people who think better and think good for you. I want to thank you. Those are some of the steps I think, personally, that they can help you, can help us have a better way of resolving a misunderstanding to avoid it to grow into an argument. May God bless you. May God be with you as you build better relationships, as you build better ways with people, and most importantly, as we chase our dreams and goals in life.